Are you one of those people that have many post-its throughout the room and the ceiling and the bed and everywhere else? Post-its can be extremely useful, but you have to make sure you use them the right way. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. What are post-its even for? Well, they are for memorizing or helping memorize bits of information. So if you're trying to memorize a formula, you can just write it down there and now you can look at it quickly. So you're going to the bathroom and then you see that. You're going to the... There's an actual story of a girl in Brazil that was studying for our tests, sort of like our SAT tests, and she put all of her post-its on the ceiling, and theoretically she would study them all at night to memorize the formulas. It worked for her. It would have driven me insane. But again, that is to say, post-its are helpful in memorizing by repetition. Also, they're really good for to-do lists, but that's a whole different topic. But what do you write in those post-its? Well, you can write short bits of information, or Geo, our editor, even uses them as motivational post-its. So every time she does an edit, or every time she does something that she really likes or appreciates, she writes it down. She's like, hey, good job, that was great. Or she writes quotes, and so they kind of can be used in different ways, so it's really up to you to find out what works for you. Now, where do you put them? I was kind of joking in the beginning of the videos, like you put them in the ceiling, you put them in the mirror, in the bathroom. That's really kind of what you do. You put them in places that you're going to be constantly seeing because you're going to remember by repetition. You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, you can also adapt that. A few years ago in high school, I would actually take a few post-its and let's say there was a section or a paragraph or say a whole page in a textbook. And I thought that there was really just a couple of concepts that were important there, but I wanted to summarize them. Well, I would write a quick summary, not a lot of words, very simple, and then I would post it there, and then I could go just, since I would be doing with every other page or something like that, I would just be able to go through them and figure out right away what was going on there. Finally, do not overdo them, okay? Don't. That example I gave you in the girl from Brazil, that's really the exception, okay? If you have a bunch of post-its laying around, they're all together, they're all the same color, there's a bunch of information, chances are you're not gonna remember what those really were, right? If there are way too many of them, you're just gonna start ignoring them. So whenever you want to memorize something, or whenever you have to, well, make sure that you're not overdoing it. Think of this, if you have 100 post-its on your wall, which ones are you gonna look at? Also, if there are way too many colors, how is your brain gonna differentiate that? Getting different colors is good when you want to highlight certain things, but if you're just making a whole rainbow, then your brain again is just like, yep, this is a whole mess. I'm not gonna even worry about the colors. So, long story short, they're good, but use them in moderation.